Hey guys, it's Unbox here. Welcome to MST.TV, and in this video, I'm actually going to be addressing some Altergeist cards for rulings. Now, in this video, we're actually going to be talking about Altergeist Multifaker for rulings and some of the misplays that have come up already. And I hope that you guys can find ways to catch these mistakes so that you don't get screwed over. I know Multifaker is a bit of a newer card right now, so it is better that we keep ourselves educated so that we don't fall for these misplays that could lead you to lose your game, especially at a crucial moment. So that's the first thing. And the second thing I want to address is the translation differences in TCG for various cards such as Hexia and Altergeist Manifestation and how it actually impacts TCG plays specifically. Before I get into this topic, if you guys want to help me grow and improve this channel, you guys can help me do so by supporting my Patreon. I really appreciate all of you guys. Of course, it is optional and link is down in the description below. And thanks to you guys, I was able to upgrade my camera. It is coming in soon and hopefully you guys can see an improvement in quality. So huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Now, into the topic. So I'm going to start off simple so that we can ease into our topic. We're going to be talking about Multifaker's summoning trigger effect. Now, her effect to summon is stated here. If you activate a trap card, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, it seems basic enough. It is a trigger-based effect so that it will activate in a new chain once the previous chain has declared that you already have activated a trap card. Now, the card that I'm going to pair this with in my example will be Personal Spoofing, since Personal Spoofing is one of the cards that let you add an Altergeist card to your hand. Now, one thing to note is that if you do add an Altergeist card and there was a trap card activated previously, you can activate Multifaker in that new chain and summon it out. So I'm going to give you guys 3 examples. The first example is going to be Personal Spoofing is set on the field, and you activate Personal Spoofing, you shuffle another card back, add Multifaker. Multifaker in this case can actually activate itself, and she will special summon onto the field, and then she will activate the effect to summon out another Altergeist monster out of the deck in defense mode. Okay, so in that case, the Personal Spoofing was previously already set, it was face down. Now in case 2 now, if Personal Spoofing was already face up, and then say you have another Altergeist card on the field, you activate the Personal Spoofing to shuffle that card back in and add the Multifaker. This copy of Multifaker cannot be activated to special summon herself out, mainly because you did not activate a trap card, you activated a trap effect. There is a difference. So if all your stuff was previously already face up and then you try to get Multifaker to go off, it is not going to go off. Now in my third example here, what if the Personal Spoofing was already face up and then you activate another face down card? Say your opponent summons a monster onto the field and you activate Torrential Tribute. And while you do control an Altergeist monster, you decide to go, hey, I'm going to activate Personal Spoofing, shuffle that card back in, so you chained on top of that. So on the resolution, what happens is that you shuffle back, say, your Marionetter back into the deck, and then you added a Multifaker. Then Torrential will now resolve and then pop the entire board. And you can actually activate this Multifaker, even if that Personal Spoofing was already face up, mainly because the trap card that technically activated was Torrential Tribute. And as long as a trap card did activate in the previous chain, you will be able to activate your Multifaker. So the key point is a trap card must be activated in order to get Multifaker's effect to trigger, and not an already face up trap card using their trap effects. So that's how it works. Hopefully you guys don't lose to this, because I've seen people kind of get extra free spams of Multifakers through doing this, and that is not correct. And if you lost like that at the regionals, man, I do feel for you. It does suck, you know, not playing by the rules. Now, the second most common misplay I've seen with Multifaker is mainly due to the fact that people have not read the card properly, or they're completely ignoring the fact that Multifaker has a restriction. The second effect of Multifaker does state that if you do use this effect, you cannot special summon monster the turn that you activated this effect, except for Altergeist monster. Now this is not like after you activated this card, then you can't do something. This is the entire turn, more like a Pot of Duality. If you special summon, you can't play Pot of Duality. If you play Pot of Duality, you can't special summon. It's more like that clause more than anything. So with that in mind, the most common misplay I've seen is like, this might be situational, but it's actually a quite common situation. The first example would be you controlling a Meluseek and you have a set protocol. So what happened here was, on your own turn, you go Meluseek, link off into a Linkuriboh, and then, or just link it off into anything if you're in EU, and then you decide to go add yourself the Multifaker. Now you choose to flip over the protocol, and because you activated a trap, you can special summon out that Multifaker, which is okay, that's all good. And then you proceed to illegal special summon out the Silkidus, and then any other play you make beyond this is quite illegal. It's just not a valid game state anymore because that summon technically is legal, because the first special summon that you have performed was the Link Karibo. You have already special summoned something else. So it's actually a very bad idea that the moment you add that Multifaker by sending a Melusik into the graveyard, just keep in mind that if you summon out that Multifaker, you're not getting any value out of it, because you're not getting the second monster. You're not going to be able to go, oh, I'm going to go use the protocol to negate sending the Multifaker and then Silkidus add the card back to my hand. Like, that's not possible, okay? That's just an illusion, man. Illusion. So the second example is another silly one where people just kind of go into the wrong monster. So your opponent say has a set back row and you also have a set back row with a Multifaker. You activate your trap card, you summon out the Multifaker, you get yourself the Melusik onto the field because you're planning to get rid of it, and you're like, oh, my opponent has a back row. I'm going to go into Nightmare Phoenix and pop it. And then I'll proceed to get my Marionetter and just gonna go off. So then you do that, you're like, oh, pop the card and everything is awesome, get to add myself a card, and then you realize, oh my god, everything is illegal because you can't go into that Nightmare Phoenix. That's right. Nightmare Phoenix is not an Altergeist monster, so you might as well just go into Hexia, which is why you should probably play 2 copies or even 3 copies of Hexia, depending on your taste, because you're going to be limited from your extra deck quite a bit with Multifaker's effect, and just keep that in mind. So all I can really say is just read your card, and your opponent should read your cards to maintain a proper game state so that you don't summon the wrong cards. Okay, we're going to be talking about the third thing here, which is the elephant in the room, which is not my nose scar, because whatever, ignore that, just don't see it. But it is going to be the localization and the translation of Hexia and Manifestation. These 2 cards are different in TCG versus OCG. I can't believe that there's such a big difference. And these are some cards that you should ask judges at the event that you're going to play at how they're ruling it, because that actually matters. I don't know if Konami did it as like I guess an errata, or they did it as like a mistranslation. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. But let's talk about Hexia first. And if you're already aware of Hexia, it's mainly because you care about all the cards or you already play Altergeist. But now that it is in the forefront, let's talk about this so that everyone kind of understands the difference between TCG and OCG, especially if you played on YGO Pro before, or especially if you played on Dueling Book before when they had the old translation. So the translation previously, and I took a screenshot of the Wikia, it states when a spell / trap or effect is activated, you can tribute an Altergeist monster to this card points to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Okay, fair enough. That seems like a pretty good effect. I mean, has already face-up negation in there, such as like if your opponent has, I don't know, stuff that's already face-up, you can negate and destroy those, which is good. But here's the thing about the TCG version of Hexia. Hexia does not have the or effect part. It just states that when a spell or / trap card is activated, quick effect, you can negate blah 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 blah, all the same stuff. So you just lose the ability to actually pop stuff that's already face up, and that's a nerf to Hexia. Is it a small nerf? I don't know. If you take your Inferno Unanku and take away the ability to negate effects of spells or traps, what do you think? It's a huge nerf. You're taking away a huge chunk of the option. But because we have to take cards at face value, most judges will make you take cards at face value anyway, and therefore you're just gonna have to accept that perhaps the TCG version might not negate it after all. And of course, pay attention to the judges that rules, like, oh, it does do this, or oh, it doesn't do that. Well, they will let us know. Konami will eventually make like a reprint or an official statement regarding this card. The second card, Altergeist Manifestation, I need to actually explain this because the attributes of this entire card does kind of play a role into this, and it actually limits one of our plays available. We don't have the infinite Monster Reborn play due to the fact that they changed the conjunction. So what did they change in the conjunction? Now in the OCG copy, it does state that you activate this card by targeting one Altergeist monster in the graveyard, special summon it in attack position, and if you do, equip this card. Now due to the fact that this card is a normal trap card, it just makes it so that you can bounce it back because it does stay on the field. Regularly, if a card is naturally going to be sent to the graveyard, you cannot bounce it back. But due to the fact that this card stays on the field, you can bounce it back. So the combo would have been, in this old case, or in the OCG case anyways, if you have a Silkitus on the field and you have a Manifestation, you can activate Manifestation, target one of your cards in the graveyard, and then you'll chain Silkitus to bounce this card back to your hand. And how is this going to resolve? Well, due to the fact that you have to resolve as much as you can, Silkitus will now bounce the card back to your hand, and you can do this on YGO Pro. I've done it myself, and I was like, really? This is a legal play? I bounce it back to my hand, okay? And then the monster will summon out, because you have to resolve as much as you can. Therefore, you will special summon the monster, target it in attack position, and then due to the fact that you can't do the second part, so the first part happens and that's it. But in our current setting, where Altergeist Manifestation does not have the and if you do, and instead it has and, they basically took away the free Monster Reborn play that you could constantly just spam the same card over and over and over again. So what would happen if we did the exact same scenario now? Due to the fact that the card text does now state, activate this card by targeting one Altergeist monster in your graveyard, special summon it in attack position, and equip this card to it. Because they changed the conjunction, now both parts must happen. If you don't know the conjunctions, definitely look up the conjunction article. So if I activate it in Manifestation on the field, and then now chain Silkitus to bounce Manifestation back to my hand, it gets bounced back to my hand, but due to the fact that I can't equip it to the card that I want to summon out, I don't get the special summon anymore. So that is the limitation between TCG and OCG. And well, that's basically all I got for this video here. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about Altergeist. I mean, they weren't previously like the most meta deck or anything, but now that they're in the forefront of the meta thanks to Multifaker, I think we should all be brought up to speed of some of the things that we probably missed before. And if you guys enjoyed this video, hit me up with a thumbs up if you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV. MOS 6 is coming up next weekend, so I'll be filming a lot of live games, a lot of deck profiles for the next little bit. Hopefully the ban list drops early so that we can play with a new list. That would be like a dream come true for me. Not a dream come true for my my contestants, but hey, what am I gonna say? And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.